Prepare yourself for some jaw-dropping moments. The View has always been known for its fiery debates, so it's no surprise that sometimes things get out of hand. From Donald Trump to Sarah Huckabee Sanders, many guests found themselves outnumbered by the panel's liberal arguments. Today we're covering some of these instances. You definitely want to stick to the very end because you won't believe how Tulsi Gabbard placed Joy Behar in her place. As always, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos just like this.
He should show his birth certificate. The other thing, if you go back to my first grade, my kindergarten, people remember me. Nobody from those early years.
That's not true. We have pictures of them. What are you talking about?
Okay, show me a picture.
There are kids in Hawaii. There are people in Hawaii. There are people that he's grown up.
I've seen 13,
no,
but
as
I haven't
little
seen
kids.
early pictures. But more importantly, why doesn't he? And you know what? I think he probably was, but the word probably would be.
Why should he have to defend himself against?
You know why?
Against an accusation.
Because if you're going to be the president, because if you're going to be the president of the United States, it says very profoundly that you have to be born in this country.
But did any other president do that today?
Did George Bush
cannot be the president?
Why would he want this hanging over him if it's...
Back in 2011, Donald Trump was making headlines, and not for real estate deals or his TV show. Instead, he was at the center of the controversial birther movement, which questioned Barack Obama's place of birth. Trump wasn't just a casual participant because he was constantly demanding proof that Obama was born in the United States. The controversy reached a boiling point when Obama, clearly tired of the narrative, releasing his long-form birth certificate showing him he was born in Hawaii. Looking back at it, this is a major throwback to much simpler times when things weren't as crazy as they are today. While the controversy faded, it became one of the defining moments of Trump's pre-presidency era, setting the stage for his entry into politics. Judge Jeanine also found herself being shouted at as she went on the show to promote her new book.
Here's my question for you, because you talk about
I am not, Judge.
Nobody is.
Oh, yeah.
Did you just point at me?
Yes.
Listen, I don't have Trump derangement. Let me tell you what I have.
Okay.
I have I'm tired of people starting a conversation with Mexicans or liars and rapists. I'm tired of people starting a conversation about this country. Listen, I'm 62 years old. There have been a lot of people in office that I didn't agree with, but I have never, ever seen anything like this. I've never seen anybody whip up such hate. I've never seen anybody be so dismissive. And clearly you don't watch the show, so you don't know that I don't suffer from that. What I suffer from is the inability to figure out how to fix this. That's my issue.
Yep, the judge called out Whoopi for suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, but the story doesn't end here because Jeanine refused to get lectured by Whoopi.
But one of the things that you talk about a lot, and I'm curious about it, is the deep state. How long has the deep state been there, and who's running it?
Well, I want to answer your question because you had
you a question.
You had your opening statement, which was how horrible it is that Donald Trump is talking about all of these people.
Sorry,
you know what
that's
I
what
think
you
is
said.
horrible?
You said,
Whoopi, you know what's horrible?
That
when
it
people
was,
who
it's
shouldn't
okay.
be here end up murdering the children of American citizens.
You know what's horrible?
What's horrible
when the president of the United States
sanctuary
whips up
cities.
people to beat the hell out of people.
No.
Say goodbye.
Let me go.
I'm done.
Thank you to Judge Jeanine. Her book, Liars, Thinkers, and Liberals, is out now.
Not only did Whoopi shout at her guest, but she essentially ended the segment here. Jeanine later on revealed the argument continued backstage as she was leaving the building, and she said, "I'm walking downstairs and I said something like, 'Whoopi, I fought for victims my whole life.' She came at me as I was leaving and said, 'F you' in my face, literally spitting at me. 'F you, get the F out of this building,' adding she was screaming at me and I'm walking out of the building like a dog who was just kicked off." Another guest who found herself under fire for being associated with Trump is Sarah Huckabee Sanders. This time, Joy and Whoopi decided to team up.
He says nicer things about neo-Nazis than he does about President Obama.
That's not true. No, that's not true.
Yes, it is true.
That's cherry-picking statements and making them into something they're not. You often hear the line that personnel is policy. You pointed out yourself that I'm the first working mother to ever hold this job, to be empowered to be the spokesperson for the United States of America through the president. That is a big deal. That is a huge step forward. Instead of liberals celebrating it, they've attacked me at every step, and that's a problem.
Can we do something? There are liberals at the table, so nobody's attacking. So let's get rid of that.
You can clearly see from their tone and body language that Sarah's not being attacked. This was back when she was White House press secretary, and here's a fun fact. She was the third woman in history to be appointed to that position, but this exchange perfectly captures how the media treated her, where she was constantly attacked with questions that were worded in the most passive-aggressive possible way. Nonetheless, Trump always called her a fighter and advised her to run for the governor's office in Arkansas, which she did and is currently holding that position. Nothing comes close, though, to how Joy Behar disrespected Tulsi Gabbard on the show, and the way she put her in her place was pure class.
I want to start with something that I think is also important about facts. Because recently on your show here...
I was just going to get to that.
Good. Helping you out.
You want me to ask you the question?
No, look, some of you have accused me of being a traitor to my country, a Russian asset, a Trojan horse, or a useful idiot, I think was the term that you used. Which basically means that I'm naive or lack intelligence to know what's going on.
They use that.
I want to let your viewers know exactly who I am.
All right.
Set the record straight. I am a patriot. I love our country. I am a strong and intelligent woman of color, and I have dedicated almost my entire adult life to protecting the safety, security, and the freedom of all Americans in this country.
To give a bit of context here, this was back in 2019 when Tulsi was running in the Democratic primaries. And a month earlier from this episode, Hillary Clinton revealed that, quote, she believes there's a Democratic candidate who is a favorite of the Russians. She didn't mention any names, but later on a campaign representative mentioned that she was talking about Tulsi. Seeing this, Joy was quick to comment, I don't say that Tulsi is an agent. I just think that she could be a useful idiot the way Trump's a useful idiot to the Russians. Adding, they see something and they say, oh, look, a useful idiot, let's play this. That's ironic, by the way, Joy. And what makes this even worse is that Joy decided to bring the topic back up again, which led to another schooling from Tulsi.
I just want to straighten a couple of things out. I've never said, and I don't think Hillary Clinton thinks that you're a witting asset. You might be an unwitting asset. Not that that means you're stupid, but people can be used.
Well, that's exactly what it means, though. That's exactly what it means.
The other thing that confuses me, wait, I have one more question. You're on state TV all the time. Why do you go on Fox TV? Fox Channel, which is a propaganda network, 16 times with Tucker Carlson. I never see you with Chris Wallace or that other guy, what's his name, Bret Baier. Well, why aren't you on with them? They're definitely middle of the road. Why do you go on with Tucker, who's a liar and a propagandist?
So let me start with how offensive it is to say that I am a witting or unwitting asset of a foreign country working against the interests of our people and our country, the country that I am willing to lay my life down for. So if you're saying it's not deliberately, then you are implying that I am too stupid and too naive and lack the intelligence to know what I am doing.
Joy, you need to look up the definition of irony when you get a moment. Now let's look at some facts, shall we? Tulsi Gabbard was the youngest elected legislator in Hawaii at the age of 21. As she became a member of the state's House of Representatives back in 2002, she was also the first state official to voluntarily step down from the public office to serve in a war zone, as she volunteered for a 12-month tour in Iraq, during which she earned a combat medical badge. She then volunteered for a second Middle East deployment in 2008 and served in Kuwait until 2009. In 2012, she became a member of the U.S. House of Representatives. In 2020, she practically ended Kamala's election bid in a single comment. And in 2024, she had been nominated by Trump to become the Director of National Intelligence. Needless to say, the woman is a badass. So while she was doing all of this, Joy Behar, who dares to call her a useful idiot to the Russians, has done nothing but host The View and spread division in our society, and ironically has been useful for the Russian propaganda. But hey, you can't expect much from these hosts. Apart from that, I'd love to know your thoughts here, so let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below. Oh, and if you want your friends to be as informed as you, please share this video with them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.